Hi everybody! Sorry, I probably should pick up all my comic books that I throw down on the floor before I start. But I never do. Alright, I have to confess I didn't get finished with everything today because Hannah's not here, and so reading 20 books is really hard. But I will show you the books I didn't get to and brag about them a little bit. Superman's on a key issue, number 25. It's an extra size anniversary issue, so probably really great stuff. Hey, it doesn't look good because it looks like John is gone bad. He's injured his father, which is really bad. Alright, Black Hammer, the most recent issue, is out, so we're all the way up to number 10. And I am 100% certain, like always, it will be an emotional story. Every single time I'm surprised about how Jeff writes things that just pull me straight in, make me care about every single character in that book. I hope it never ends. And there's a cool looking tie-in to the Secret Empire stuff this week, Doctor Strange. This is issue number 22 by Dennis Hopeless. I will read all of those after I'm done with my live review, so I'm sorry that I don't get to talk about them. Let's see. I'm just going to do them randomly. However it comes up first, that's how I'm going to do it. Alright, so, I don't know if you guys are reading this little side title that has a tie-in to Secret Empire, but you probably should this week, if not any other week. So this is Brave New World number 2. I will verify that the character you see on the front is their first appearance, so new character for you. And it appears that there is a return of an old character in here. And also, if you like Hydra Bob, you'll be very, very happy. So the Invaders story is one where an older character comes back. You'll be very happy to see this person when they show up. Have fun with that. Secret Empire Underground. There have been 3 you-named books that are tied into Secret Empire. This is the last of these. Remember, it was like United. I can't remember the first one, but this is Underground. So this one is a specific story that takes them to the Savage Land, where they have a lot of dealings with Sauron. You can see him right there. He's there. So this is going to be Quicksilver, Mockingbird, Hercules, Falcon, and Ant-Man, all trying to go and locate another piece of the Cosmic Cube because it's super important because they believe it will help them to either defeat or fix Steve. I don't know if either of those are true, but that's what they believe. I personally wouldn't put pieces of the Cosmic Cube back together knowing what they've been doing before. My personal opinion only. Alright, and from Valiant, one of my very favorite titles from them right now, this is Britannia, We Who Are About to Die. Remember when last we saw the Detectioner? He was in the middle of the Roman Colosseum with the female gladiator that has been really kicking butt. And Nero is kind of happy about maybe trying to kill the Detectioner. But he is the one guy who can help solve the mystery about why all of the rich nobles' sons are being taken over and or killed. So Nero should probably listen to him, but he's probably not going to. And then, as always, at the end of those books, there's always 2 or 3 pages of written documentation teaching actual history about what went on in ancient Rome. Always mind-opening and awesome. Also this week, as a tie-in to Secret Empire, is Steve Rogers' Captain America. This one is basically tying up the loose end of the problem that Namor will not, A, give up the piece of the Cosmic Cube that he has, or swear loyalty. He's got himself all sequestered at the bottom of the sea. And Steve's going to make him make a decision. Really cool DC this week. Do not miss this at all if you have ever liked Batman in any way. So this is the beginning of a storyline called The War of Jokes and Riddles. Really, really cool. So Jokes and Riddles can make you figure out who the 2 main characters are in this storyline. It's going to be the Riddler and the Joker. And I can't tell you much more than that, other than it is a perfect jump-on point, even if you don't know really what's going on up to this point. It's an extra-sized anniversary issue, so you'll be happy for the extra pages. And an amazing, amazing story. Alright, now, this book, you know that there's already an Amazing Spider-Man out there as a title, and I don't think that's going away. But there's an additional one. Mostly they've said in the comment section that they've made this one largely because they knew there'd be a lot of people that are interested in new Spider-Man material and a place to jump on, so they wanted to have a good #1 for them. So this is Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man. So this is the #1 that comes out tomorrow. This is by Chip Zdarsky, and it's a good story. It is full of quips, just like you expect Peter Parker to do all the time. So this was also very good. We got a lot of anniversary issues out because most of the Rebirth titles are at #25. So this is really cool. You remember that the Green Arrow, he is in big trouble. He's been arrested. Supposedly he has killed his secretary, and he disappeared. So this is, you're starting out with him in prison and him trying to find a way to defend himself legally. He doesn't want to just like escape. So this will tie in, he's at odds, not really at odds. He has a falling out with Black Canary, which is always bad because they're meant to be together. And you're going to see that a character that was supposed to be not around anymore is around. So surprise, surprise. Alright. Okay, like seriously, when I saw this book, they showed it to us at the Diamond Retailer Summit. I made the comment that if anyone had any like drink in their mouth that would have come out their nose. I cannot say with enough sayingness, you should totally pick up this book tomorrow. It will make you happy because it is so ridiculous. Not based in any kind of reality. Never could be. No, no, no. But, oh my goodness. Shirtless Bear Fighter by Image is going to be a complete sellout tomorrow. This is my saying, yes, absolutely, it totally will be. By the way, it's not only shirtless, most of the book is also pantsless. Just so that you know, it is not for kids in any way, but in every panel in which he could or should be naked, that's pixelated, his little part. So I actually kind of suggested to them that would be funnier, because when they showed us the pages, they had pixelated parts. Maybe they always thought they were going to be pixelated, and I just reinforced that for them. But anyway, it is, I think, way more hilarious because you can't see his stuff. But you keep looking there, and then you feel guilty because it's pixelated. You're like, oh, of course, there's not going to be stuff to see there. But you can't help but look there because, oh my gosh. All right, and by Alterna Comics, remember this is a cool new company that is making all of their books very inexpensive by printing them on newsprint. That does not mean they're low quality, it just means that you don't have to pay a lot of extra money for the paper. And this one's $1, a whole $1. And this one is about a gentleman who is on death row and all of the things he has to put up with there with the corrupt guards and what he thinks about the other people who are on death row with him. It's kind of interesting because I worked in a maximum security women's prison when I was doing my internships, and all of them say that there was a reason why they didn't do it or that someone else's crime was worse. And I think it's probably the same here, where he's saying these guys were all horrible, but I don't know, maybe he is too. Alright, Aftershock is a really great title, follow-up this week. This is The Normals #2. So the reason I love this book so much is because I don't want to really talk about #1, in case you haven't picked it up yet. There's a twist. It's about a family, and they find out something about themselves at the end of the last book. And this is following straight beyond that. So the government entity that picked up his family is now thinking about doing something to reset them without giving too much away. Really great art, great story. It's going to have legs, this series. Alright, now, another book that'll make you feel dirty and make your eyes want to wash out your eyeballs, but I can't stop reading at all, is a great Image book called Plastic. We're in #3 for this one. Remember the main character? His background is probably that he's a secret government agent. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. But the twist is that he's on his own now, and he has his one true love is named Virginia. She just happens to be a blow-up doll. Okay? So the bad guys in this book are the sheriffs. They actually, and the mob. And they stole his girlfriend, Virginia. And now he's on a tear to go make them pay. Everyone that touched her in any way is going to pay big time. And he's hunting her down. He wants to find her because he loves her. So there you go. It's really funny, but you'll feel like it's completely normal by the time you get to that end of that book. And of course, it makes perfect sense. Vault Comics. We are on issue number 3 for Colossi. Remember, this is the story about the group of people that were in a shuttle going to work. It kind of seems weird. But they end up in a land in which they are tiny. And the last couple issues, part of them have ended up in a dollhouse and in an antique store, and the other ones are still kind of outside. So we've got an outside group, they're dealing with each other and trying to work out how they're going to get where they want to go, and the ones from the antique place are dealing with the fact that looks like the guy who runs the antique place is like a creepy man. And in this book, a little girl has gotten the dollhouse. She's got it on loan, I guess. But there's a big reveal this week for what's inside the dude, which is weird. Alright, and another Image title, The Old Guard. This is something you should go back and find the other issues for if you don't have them yet. We're all the way up to issue number 5. But all you really need to know is it's about a group of people that it's never been their time to die. So every time they get mortally injured, they just heal from it, and it's not a big deal. It's not like they're immortal, because eventually they will die, but only when it's their time. So in this one, there's a bad guy who's captured some of them and is willing to do anything and everything to try to figure out what is the key to their not dyingness. I don't think he's going to find it because it's, I don't know, there's not a real answer to that. Alright, and I will have to say about God Country number 6, I did not cry, you're crying. Okay, I cried. This brings to the end this storyline about Emmett and his family and what that means. And Falifax, the coolest sword of all. So, yeah, I don't want to say much more, but, you know, bring your hankies out. Donny Cates and everyone else that worked on this book, thank you so much for the glorious ride that is God Country. It really meant a lot to me, and I know it meant a lot to a lot of people that have been reading the book. Alright, and last but not least, I understand fully now what this book is because it actually tells you in the back what it's tied to. If you have been reading any of the Totally Awesome Hulk or Weapon X books, you will understand those are all tied together with this beauty of a book, Weapons of Mass Destruction. This is called Alpha number 1, but it really is the only Weapons of Mass Destruction book that's going to be part of this series because this goes straight into Totally Awesome Hulk and Weapon X books from now on. So in this book, you basically learn that there's a big group of people, secret government-y agency, that are behind the technology of the Sentinels that can change and be like the ones that they've been hunting down Domino and Old Man Logan and who else is in that group? They've been hunting them down. Anyway, and trying to like get their DNA so they can replicate them, all of that style. And it's kind of creepy because the thing that it looks like in this vat is like a Wolverine claws and it looks like really hulky. But anyway, this is kind of a lead into that storyline. I hope they really don't get the DNA they need because it would be really, really bad. Alright, lots of good things to read this week. Go find some of them. Go find your local comic book shop. Localcomicshoplocator.com. It's just comicshoplocator.com. And yeah, the big cool things that might be happening in your neck of the woods is that there is a group going around for curse words. They're doing their van tour. I think it started really recently. They're going to be going all around America. Look at the back of their comic books. You're going to see where they're going and when. And then also Valiant is doing the Warp Tour with fans. So find out if there is a comic book store near you that's going to be involved in the Warp Tour. So those are the cool things that are nationally going on. All right. Bye guys. See you later.